Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Have you heard about more and more people having colon cancer, even the younger generations? Well, we're going to get into maybe the reason. Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta, where I cut through the noise and fast track your journey to better health. I'm your host, Sara Banta, CEO and founder of Accelerated Health Products and certified by the National Association of Nutritional Professionals. I'm here to share the latest on supplements, wellness hacks, and natural health solutions that actually work, from boosting your energy to detoxing to balancing hormones and everything in between, because they're all related. I will help you reach your optimal health. So let's dive in. We're talking about what is the reason for the rise in colon cancer rates. Most people have never heard of something called H. pylori, let alone suspect it might be silently driving one of the deadliest forms of cancer in the world. And I have heard of people in my own circle that are healthy coming down with colon cancer. There is a staggering new study in Nature Medicine revealing that 76% of global stomach cancer is directly related to this common bacterial infection, which often goes completely unnoticed. I have had it myself, and I've had a lot of gut issues. At my rock bottom, it was all about gut. My food wasn't digesting. I was bloated all the time, constipated, diarrhea, acne related to gut issues, hair falling out, hormonal issues, because it's all starting in the gut. Now, what if you have just a bacteria that is wreaking havoc and leading to all these issues? The researchers found that of 16 million people expected to develop stomach cancer globally in this generation, those born between 2008 and 2017, 12 million of those cases may be caused by H. pylori. Let that sink in. This is preventable. That's the good news. The breakdown, around 8 million of those infected are projected to hit Asia, while North and South America are expected to see another 1.5 million. And while doctors have known for decades that H. pylori increases the risk of stomach cancer, the scale of the problem and the lack of urgency to address it is now raising eyebrows. Thank God, because like I said, it's treatable. So this is a spiral-shaped bacterium that sets up camp in your digestive tract, and it's often done as early as childhood. It is a type of pylori bacteria that colonizes in the gastrointestinal tract, and for many people, you don't have symptoms. But for many, you do. But over time, it can create damage to the stomach lining, leading to peptic ulcers, chronic inflammation, and in some cases, stomach cancer. And the problem with the ulcers is people think it's from too much acid. We're going to get into that. It might be from actually too little acid. And you might be giving the exact wrong thing that's making it worse. But here's the scary part. About 30% of people who carry H. pylori will develop ulcers or related issues, and millions more are silently living with the bacteria without ever getting tested. So this is going to then cause that increased risk of stomach cancer. It is spread through contaminated food, water, saliva, and it is contagious from person to person. But this is a thing, like any gut bacteria, and that's Salmonella, E. coli. There's something about stomach acid that's supposed to take care of that stuff. Acid reflux. What is that? You've got reflux of acid coming up your throat. You think it's too much acid. Well, no, it's actually because you have too little stomach acid down there that's causing the acid to come through the flap that comes up and burns your throat. Well, that stomach acid is there to kill these bugs, including H. pylori. So that's where the diagnosis and the treatment have gone wrong, right? Number one, we need more stomach cancer screening because the numbers are skyrocketing, right? And what is your risk factor? If you have a family history of it, Asian, Eastern European, or South American ancestry are at a higher risk factor. Your diet, imagine that. High refined salt, not unrefined salt, but the plastic-filled table salt, processed meats, processed foods. 70% of the American diet is processed foods. How many more people are getting acid reflux? There's all these things that are connected. When you have processed food, one meal can cause leaky gut. That can contribute to all of this, disrupting the gut microbiome. Our gut is so connected to the rest of our body and our immune system and our brain and the way we think and our anxiety and our depression and our thyroid health and all the things. If you've had long-term digestive problems like bloating, nausea, stomach pain, that's a risk factor. And like I've said, that reflux disease, the GERD, that is a huge risk factor since it can contribute to these gastric lesions and increase in the likelihood of cells going bad, particularly near that gastroesophagus junction, right? Okay, so you want to get screened. And how do you know if you might have it? Burning, gnawing stomach pain, feeling full quickly or loss of appetite, bloating, burping, nausea, unexplained weight loss, or unexplained weight gain, right? Okay, so here's what you do about it because it is treatable. But this is the problem. Most practitioners believe H. pylori can be wiped out with antibiotics. And in many cases, of course, of the proton pump inhibitors that are helping GERD, well, they think that's going to help the stomach heal. But the antibiotics come with serious side effects. They wipe out the good bacteria in the gut. Remember, we want all of the good and the bad guys playing nice in the sandbox. When you kill the good guys with antibiotics, the bad guys overtake. And I see this even in my dogs. My one dog had to go on a round of antibiotics. What did she do? She started itching like crazy because parasites and other bugs in her body were coming out of her skin. And your skin is a window to your liver health. And the liver doesn't like antibiotics. It doesn't like any medication. It's putting more stress on that liver. And so those antibiotics come with serious side effects, wiping out the good bacteria, and that's going to lower immunity, cause leaky gut, affect your energy, your hormones, your mood, all the things. And then you've got the proton pump inhibitors. So those, what are the goal of those? To lower the stomach acid. Well, if you have acid reflux, your stomach acid already is too low. We actually need it higher. Why? Because that strong stomach acid, there's no fighting chance for that H. pylori, the E. coli, or the salmonella. When I first went to my practitioner that finally healed me, I was so bloated. And just by taking a probiotic, literally got bloated to looking like I was 9 months pregnant because World War III was going on in my stomach temporarily to rebalance the good bacteria. I had no stomach acid. My food was sitting there for like hours and hours and just rotting. That's why I don't understand with these drugs like Ozempic, where you feel full longer, that people think that's a good thing. I want the food to go through my system, assimilate very quickly, and give me the cellular energy. I don't want it to just feel like it's sitting there. You don't want that. And if your food feels like it's just sitting there or you're nauseous, the nausea is coming from your gallbladder and your liver not processing the foods you just taken in. So those are signs that you need more stomach acid. So when you're taking these proton pump inhibitors or Tums or as any acid reflux medication or over the counter, those are lowering the stomach acid. And this is what doctors think is going to help. We need that strong stomach acid to kill the H. pylori. Ever since I've been adjusting my stomach acid to being a healthy level, because most people as they age have too low of stomach acid and need a supplement to help. No food poisoning. I used to get it all the time. So what do you do? Okay, let's look at the stomach cancer itself. Right? Stomach cancer, about 30,000 new cases a year, according to the National Cancer Institute. And over 10,000 Americans are expected to die of stomach cancer this year. Only about 38% of patients live more than 5 years after diagnosis. That's scary. And it's more common in people over 60 and in those who smoke, have obesity, or a family history of the disease. So what are signs of stomach cancer? Persistent indigestion or heartburn, like we've been talking about, appetite changes, early fullness, so you feel really full even just after eating a bite. That's your liver and your gallbladder. Abdominal pain, bloating, frequent burping, unexplained weight loss. Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to eat whole food, get rid of the processed foods. We talk about this, but this is real, you guys. Those processed foods are not real foods. We've been lied to. A lot of the ingredients and artificial ingredients that are added into those foods are not legal in Europe for a reason. Avoid a diet high in refined salt, not unrefined salt, but refined salt. And alcohol, of course, that's a no-brainer. Smoking, move, exercise, all of those things. Okay, so when you're looking at supplements to overcome the H. pylori, we're gonna address that first, and the cancer. So actually, I want to address the cancer first. So the number one supplement to help boost the immune system, I cannot mention on this podcast. You need to DM me or comment below, and I will link to the number one supplement to boost immunity and help with the overall devitalizing of foreign pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, and things that are disrupting the gut. Okay, number one. But number two, I can talk about, and that's acceleradine iodine. Most people associate iodine with the thyroid. Yes, it's the master endocrine gland, but it does so much more than that. It kills viruses, bacteria, parasites, including H. pylori. It displaces the toxic halogens, fluoride, bromine, chlorine, that weaken the digestion and the immunity. It helps detox the cells of all the toxins, microplastics, heavy metals. Now, if your cells are overloaded with these toxins, they're fighting these over here, these toxins, and they're trapping them in the cells. If you don't have iodine to support that cell membrane, because you need iodine as part of that iodolipid value of the cell membrane, iodine and fat value, to allow the toxins out. If you're not able to get those toxins out, your immune system's going to be suppressed trying to deal with these toxins over here and letting the stomach cancer fester over here. We all have cancer cells. It's just that we have strong immune cells that are taking care of them. So when our immune system is suppressed, then these buggers over here get to have a field day and grow. Acceleradine iodine, or iodine in general, supports mucosal healing, that mucosal lining, and the gut lining. It helps restore that ATP, which is the true cellular energy of every cell. It helps regulate thyroid hormones that control digestive enzyme secretion and metabolic function. Now, if your thyroid's low because you are iodine deficient, you're constipated probably. Your gut motility is slow. When gut motility is slow, then there's more of a chance for the toxins to seep into your body versus your body dealing with it and getting rid of it. Your thyroid is an integral part of your immune system. So those are two very important supplements to help with your immune system. And research has shown that iodine has a direct antimicrobial action against H. pylori. Not all iodine is created equal. Acceleradine iodine is free of glycerin or additives that slow down the absorption and that may even introduce new toxins into the body, which you don't want, right? And the actual iodine comes from South America, untouched by modern man. Most iodine supplements come from Asia that have been contaminated by radiation from Fukushima. A new modern threat that we have to deal with, right? Okay, so those two are for your immune system, for your stomach, gut lining, all the things. But I keep hammering the fact that GERD or acid reflux, these proton pump inhibitors, are actually lowering the stomach acid, and that's making things worse. we actually want to increase the stomach acid to go after all of these bugs, H. pylori, E. coli, Salmonella. So HCL Guard, this was a game changer for me. Low stomach acid creates that perfect environment for H. pylori to thrive. And the PPI medications are lowering that stomach acid. This bacteria loves the alkaline conditions. And we all hear, oh, alkaline water, alkaline this, alkaline that. Yeah, that's great in certain parts of the body, but not in your stomach. You want it super acidic. So this is where the HCL Guard comes in. It kills off H. pylori before it can colonize in the stomach lining. It improves digestion and protein breakdown. So for all of you, hopefully you're on a more high protein diet. It is unfolding those proteins so that your body can assimilate the amino acids from it. It helps reduce bloating, gas, indigestion that are common with H. pylori or overgrowth. It restores the acidic barrier of the stomach that prevents bacterial overgrowth in the small intestine. So I take HCL with my meals, especially the ones that are heavy in protein. What the test is, you start with 1 per meal, and you increase until you feel a little acid burn in your tummy. And when you get to that acid burn, then you back off. That's the way to test. And maybe you don't need it. Maybe you take 1 pill and you're like, nope, I feel the burn. Then you know that you've got good stomach acid. That's what I love about this supplement, is it will tell you right away what dosage you need. The second supplement for H. pylori is the accelerated cellular detox powder. I call this the super gut hero because as H. pylori dies off, whether from antibiotics, natural antimicrobials that we've talked about, or improved stomach acid, it will release endotoxins and ammonia that can overwhelm the body, stress the liver, and lead to what is often referred to as that Herxheimer reaction, or die-off symptoms. You get these symptoms when you're doing a candida cleanse or a parasite cleanse, any of those things. Well, the accelerated cellular detox powder soaks those toxins up quick, gets them out of your body. Your liver and your kidneys don't have to deal with it. It has slippery elm that soothes and coats the stomach lining, helps to protect against H. pylori-induced irritation and inflammation. Triphala, which is a powerful Ayurvedic blend that gently supports the gut motility and detoxification, moving the toxins out. It has chitosan. This is something we introduced to it a couple years ago, and I love it. It binds to toxins, pathogens, and bile acids, but it also helps with taking out the excess dietary fat and cholesterol. Has your cholesterol increased over the couple years since the pandemic? A lot of people have, because our livers are overwhelmed. Well, this is going to help. It also helps removal of the H. pylori biofilms. Then we have a little activated charcoal in there that absorbs the endotoxins and ammonia, relieving gas, bloating, and the Herxheimer reactions. Diatomaceous earth. This is an abrasive texture that helps disrupt the H. pylori biofilms and sweep them out, even the microbes and the parasites with it. And then micronized zeolite. So not just zeolite, but the smallest particles micronized, which is a natural mineral that traps and removes the heavy metals, toxins, microbial waste. So I use this daily. I've gone through a horrific skin parasitic infection that was related to the pandemic, the spike protein, some other things that was like a firestorm. And I've been taking 2 tablespoons at the very least daily of the detox powder as I'm taking the other supplements to detox all of these things. And it's kept my energy up and me going forward. And I absolutely love it. Now, you want to rebuild your gut. And that's where Megaspore comes in. So once the bacterial war is over, it's time to rebuild, right? Megaspore is not a regular probiotic. It's a spore-based probiotic that works differently. It doesn't just add in bacteria. It reconditions the gut terrain, crowding out the harmful ones like H. pylori while supporting the regrowth of what your gut needs, which might be different than mine. So what it does for me is different from you. Whereas when you're drinking kombucha or taking a probiotic, you might be actually putting into your system too much of the wrong thing and not giving your body what it needs. So Megaspore has been shown to reduce gut inflammation, strengthen the gut lining, help with short chain fatty acids like butyrate, and helps seal the leaky gut, reduce food sensitivities. You can use it with the Mega Pre, which is a prebiotic, and the Mega Mucosa that helps heal that gut lining even faster if you want to add things in and do it much quicker. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you, so Megaspore is the most important out of those. There's also a butyrate. You can add in a butyrate supplement if you want. But here we're talking about H. pylori and stomach cancer. And I have personally seen in my town an increase in colon cancer. And my husband just said that he went to the gym, and one of the healthy guys that's a regular at the gym has been missing, came back, and he's got colon cancer, and he had to go through surgery and do, the bag and all the things. You don't want to get to that point. And this is something that's treatable. That's what's that's the good news. That's what's great, right? But we need to listen to our bodies. We need to recognize the fact that our food system has been hijacked. Follow the accelerated food guide. It's free. You don't have to be overwhelmed by the foods on there. Just choose things slowly. Start replacing the processed foods with the new foods, and you can do it. I promise you. And if you feel overwhelmed, just reach out to me on the website. I have my supplement protocol form. Fill it out, and I'm happy to put together a protocol just for you so that you are not overwhelmed. And I hope this helps. Thanks for tuning in to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I hope you have gotten some inspiration to take the next step on your health journey. And like I said, don't be overwhelmed. Just one step at a time. Go to SaraBantaHealth.com for my articles. Join the free group coaching and Telegram. Great place to take one step at a time. Learning on a daily basis. Ask your questions there. I'm there 24/7. I shouldn't be, but I am. And I answer your questions. I post on a daily basis so that you are taking back control of your health. You can look at the supplements we talked about at Accelerated Health Products. Use coupon podcast 10 for your first order. And if you liked what you heard today, share this with your friends. They need to hear it. Just by doing that, you're going to help them, but you're also going to help this podcast reach more people like you. And I need your help. You can find this podcast by looking up Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. And remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.